This is Sam Putnam.
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 There's one AI stock that just got a $40 billion investment from Sam Altman's OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, and $30 billion from NVIDIA recently. The ticker is ORCL, ORCL. Larry Ellison is well known to be extremely aggressive. Let's jump into the chart before we talk about these agreements. So even if you know nothing about these companies, you still have reason to buy it. You saw the move in Intel when the government took a stake in Intel, and then NVIDIA invested $6 billion in Intel. Oracle recently had this $40 billion investment, and now it's hanging out at this level just above $300. If we zoom way out, we can see this is a stock over the last 20 years that has just exploded. Okay? The picks and shovels for Salesforce, for enterprise data warehouses, every important company that isn't the actual tech companies, Meta, Google, uses Oracle. And even the actual tech companies, OpenAI, are using Oracle too. Would it have been great to buy it down here before this massive move that you didn't have known was coming? Hindsight is 2020, okay? Now it's exciting because it didn't give back that move. It held the majority of it. It's still up 30%, okay? Not 40% plus, but what that means is that you have a very clear risk level to hop in. Little loss if it starts to turn down. A lot of compressed days in the past week, and this thing can skyrocket maybe $50 or more with you risking less than $10, okay? That is the name of the game. Let's look into what this Stargate project is that is enabling some of these massive moves. $500 billion is absolutely monumental, okay? This is what has, some would say, enabled Trump's presidency in the first place, is the partnership with big tech to develop robust AI infrastructure. These are the players: OpenAI with 40% equity stake, SoftBank with another 40% equity stake. Oracle is the technology partner. Abu Dhabi is involved, Saudi Arabia. NVIDIA, Microsoft, ARM are involved. You might say, why does the government matter? Because they aren't giving money. Well, you need a lot of permitting to enable all these data centers to be built out and all these energy projects to be built out to help create this infrastructure. You need fast policy to allow this regulatory environment to thrive, because these data centers aren't going to be built out entirely in the next 3 years. When there's a new presidency, these big tech companies want to make sure that these data centers can get completed. The EU is also interested in this sector. This is the sector, AI infrastructure, and they've committed almost half of this Stargate initiative, which is a sign. When the EU puts money into something, they've thought about it, okay? The US is more aggressive, but it never hurts to be in the country with the biggest capital commitment in the West of $500 billion, and looking at the ticker that has most benefited. based on, first, there was this 30 billion annual agreement with Oracle to lease a massive amount of computing power. Okay? ChatGPT is not going away anytime soon. And these companies are all in bed with each other. Okay? Oracle is purchasing $40 billion worth of NVIDIA chips to power their data centers. Okay. ChatGPT is agreeing with Oracle to lease those chips using Oracle's infrastructure, which connects all these chips and provides the software layer to enable them to be accessible by these LLMs. The job creation is going to be massive. These other chip and software companies are going to be involved, and the number of data centers is going to explode. Okay? This is the projected investment, $500 billion in the next 4 years. So, you're basically betting on Oracle at this stock price as of the time of this video, okay? And it is recently up from that OpenAI collaboration, but you have to remember there are other potential movers of the stock in play. Okay, TikTok could get gobbled up by Oracle. The government and big tech CEOs, besides Zuckerberg, don't want TikTok to go to Meta. So, who's a neutral party? Larry Ellison, okay, and Oracle. Is it necessarily going to happen that TikTok is bought by Oracle? It's not necessarily going to happen, but this is a pretty good option in terms of placing that data in the hands of a company that can continue to support and build out the product. Largely, they're just going to be providing the infrastructure for the product, which is relatively stock, whether it's Meta, Microsoft, or Oracle, and hasn't shown a history of data lake mixing, let's just say. For example, WhatsApp acquisition by Meta, mixing that data with Facebook and Instagram. So, there's no news about this deal being connected to Oracle right now. However, the idea is that the US is going to have Americans having a majority stake of the US version of TikTok, which is only about 5% of the TikTok user base and the TikTok gross merchandise value that is sold through the app. And the advertising revenue added to that does not exceed 10% of TikTok's revenue. However, the appetite for TikTok is large in the US, and there's a lot of opportunity in the future expanding that live selling opportunity. So, is now the time to buy Oracle when the EU and the US are partnering on AI and creating partnerships that are going to require massive energy production to power this AI? I think it is. Is this day the day to buy Oracle? I think it is. Could it go sideways for a couple weeks? It could. Is there a solid risk level? There is. Did it already go up? It did. Importantly, this brought a lot of attention on this stock, which historically it has had significant moves up, but in general it has been following the market, which we can see. This is the SPY SPY in the background. Look how correlated these two financial vehicles instruments are. Very correlated until now. Okay, so I think this is a great opportunity. This is a great reward risk opportunity. If you like these ideas, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try out the community for $25 for 7 days. We can talk there. You can talk with other members of the community. The community is growing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. Get notified of future videos, and I will see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 This is Sam Putnam.